First of all, I hope you watched both my first video on making a list of what you envision, want included in your retirement. Number 2 was taking that list and then doing your homework as to where you want to live and what type of community. This video is about budget. It is about budget. It is partially not like other videos where people sit around like myself that did Can You Afford and show you my expenses. Watch that video if you want. But this isn't that. I'm going to summarize that. I'm going to tell you what I did. I'm good at accounting. I'm good at spreadsheets. I first put together my own spreadsheet for the budget. And, you got to have income, not just your expenses. You got to know what your income is. So when I say budget today, we're going to talk about income and expenses to live. Now, if you watch those first 2 videos, you saw the process in which I went through. And I did make the determination, as everyone who's seen any of my videos knows, that our determination after doing the list and the scouting of properties, the villages became number 1. And number 1 mostly for activities, and activities for both me and my wife became really important. And the houses actually took number 2. 3 was the golf cart community, the most extensive golf cart community. So we selected the villages. Now, hopefully with your list and you're going to visit, you may pick other locations. I think this budget video will help you in kind of locking down what can you afford, especially if you're going to go into retirement early or you're going to go into retirement later. Either way, this video should be helpful, and it should be helpful whether you're going to any other retirement community. You may not want the golf cart and golf courses and all those kind of things. And if anybody noticed, it was pretty interesting. We did our list. Golf was never on our list. And golf still really isn't on our list, but I do play it on occasion. So let's start talking about what you should do first. Now, this calculator I'm about to tell you about is something that I saw on the internet. And the person on the internet, his name is David Monty. He's a realtor. Check out his videos. But he offers an Excel spreadsheet for specifically the villages. And it gives, now the one I used was in 2021. I think he's come out with a newer one to update the taxes. And I really just want to run you through what this calculator and why you should get it as the first step. Some of the unique things that he does in his videos, he has the tax rate for the 3 counties in the villages. He also has a spot for you if you put in a loan, if you have a loan amount and what the monthly payment is. You can put in the type of home, whether it's a designer home or whether it's a villa home. You can put in the home value, which will plug out all of these estimated costs for you. Everything from what your PMI, what your taxes, what your annual tax bill is estimated to be. And then he has self-inputted items like car expenses, healthcare costs. This is really good because this is the only place I found where, like, if you're on Medicare and you're doing a supplemental program and you have a monthly cost to it, you can plug it in. Food and entertainment. He has a lot here. I would add a different one. Another one in here is golf cart, to just try to get out a monthly expense. Take Dave Monty's spreadsheet. Ask him for it, request it. Watch his videos on how it works. It's basically you plug in some basic stuff and it completely calculates on its own. So tip number one is Dave did a great job, especially for those people who are going to live in the villages. Now, here's my roundabout number. Number two, when I did my video, I clearly came up with costs around $1,400, but I didn't include all this stuff that I had like a disclaimer: no telephone bills, no phone bills, no car insurance. And this is where Dave Monty fills in those blanks. You can add those things. And after I did that video, my electric costs were a little low, but some people will mow their own lawn. Basically, you got to have, without a mortgage, hopefully that as you enter retirement, you have had a house, paid it off, and moved into the villages. You don't necessarily, but that's the ideal situation. Then you have about $2,000 a month in costs. And those $2,000 a month equal $24,000. And I had a contributor on that video that posted in the comments that you can live on $24,000 if you probably bought in a very conservative and don't go out to eat a lot. You don't do a lot of those things, a lot of those extra cost items. But ideally, you need about $3,000 a month to cover your costs for most of the villages, which is about $36,000 a year. This is ballpark. Dave Monty's will narrow it down better for you. This is without a mortgage. This is without taking into consideration that you should have a nest egg. And if you 60% of the people in the villages pay cash for their homes. That's a pretty big number. This is at least what I've heard on the internet, and I seen it in person in 2021 and 2020. People just scooping up homes, and they were buying them with cash. May have slowed down a little, but now that the interest rates are up to 5% in 2022, this is probably going to slow the market a little. I don't think it's going to change the prices of the homes. I have watched the homes. Homes in 2021, like what I bought, same home is coming on the market, and it's about $25,000 to $30,000 more in 2022 than it was in 2021. And that's because costs to build are increasing. And I think those costs are going to continue to increase because the cost of materials and the cost of workers and all that are going to go up. So if you're delaying based on you think the prices are going down, I don't think that's going to happen. I do think there's going to be a little more flexibility in the sales of previous owners' homes that were getting top dollar for being in a well-developed community like around Sumter, the Sumter Village. I think that will happen a little bit. Now that you got your costs down, if you know that $24,000 at a minimum, and one of the things you can buy, there's still some of the early homes that are still $200,000. So you can get your costs down if you say $24,000 a year is what you're. 36 is probably more realistic because you're going to go out to eat, you're going to participate in some clubs, some things may cost money. If you're going to golf, there is a fee, even on the executive courses to play. There's like a $4 golf cart fee. If you play on any of the major championship courses, there's a fee. None of that's in here. That's kind of the entertainment side. So I'm saying $36,000 a year could be realistic with going out in entertainment. But I also think you need a buffer. Whatever your income is, it's Social Security. How much can you take out of your retirement funds annually to assist with your Social Security? Whatever you've saved up, you should look at. And you need a nest egg of some money. I'm going to tell you, I believe you probably need at least $30,000 disposable money. Down the road, you might need a brand new roof. A storm may hit, heaven forbid. But those kind of things, you need a reserve fund. I recommend that you're not scraping by because something may happen that you need a major fix. You know, the whole insurance scam and people having to replace roofs at 10, 15 years, that could cost you 10 grand. So keep that in mind as to having enough money set aside. So ideally, I'm going to come to grips with it. If you get a smaller home under 300,000, 24,000 a year, maybe, you got to have some money aside, and hopefully you don't need a loan. If you do, you better have a good size nest egg retirement. Now, I know Social Security benefits for most people range from $1,500 a month to $4,000 a month, depending on where you are. Most people are probably closer to $2,000, so you might get on a couple $4,000 in Social Security a month. Now, guess what? You're at $48,000, right? 4 times 12, you're at 48. You got plenty. So people make it work, and it's clear in the comments that I had a number of people that you can do it. But as homes rise in price, hopefully that your home that you're selling equals that, so you don't really have to worry about a mortgage and the high interest rates that they currently are. This is my budget tips. Do the spreadsheet. I'm going to tell you, do Dave's spreadsheet and then incorporate it into your income. Do a quick spreadsheet on your income. How much you're going to get from Social Security. And the reason I like Dave's is because a lot of people forget Social Security is great, but you're going to end up deducting the healthcare, medical, Medicaid amount, and that can run about $400 a month per person deducted from that amount. So even though your Social Security might be $2,000, you might only be taking $1,600 out of that, and you're not quite all the way there. And so if you have it in his chart, keep that in mind. You can put the full amount, but you're not going to get that check every month. And you know, just doing my costs, $1,400, you add in auto, you add in the things I missed of like cable, phones, you'd easily be at $2,000 easily. So those are my rough numbers on budget. I know this is a much quicker video than you've had in the past, that I really just want to make sure, disclaimers, this is just my opinion. This is just what I did. This may not work for you. Don't take my comments or my videos as absolute, and things change. Hopefully, everything kind of stays the same for you as you go through this process. But I'm not giving you advice as a financial advisor. I just want to let you know that you may want to get a financial advisor if you really don't know the numbers of what you're going to get from your 401k program or your IRA program, or how those are going to work when you hit retirement, or how your pensions add into the number. Some people with pensions and the Social Security amount, a much bigger house might be in order. So balance those things, but balance them when some of those things go away or get reduced, or maybe the stock market will come back after the dismal year of 2022 so far. I know everybody's retirement funds probably took a hit this year. Hopefully they come back. But if you like this video, watch for my last of this series. Again, ring the bell. Click the little icon in the corner to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.